Marco, I put like a poll out for Ohio State fans to ask who they think like the most underrated senior is on this team, and they voted you as the most underrated. And I just find it interesting that you've been the starting left tackle here for 2 years, and like people don't know anything about you. You've managed to really fly under the radar. Like in the end, is that how you would have preferred your career here to go, to kind of just be like a seen but not heard kind of guy?
You know, as offensive lineman, if they're calling your name out, you're usually doing something wrong. So yeah, I don't really mind it at all. You know, I just try to go out there and do my job and help the team win. The offensive lineman, we don't really get too much publicity and things like that unless we're doing bad. So I don't mind it at all.
I know you have games left, but has it gone the way you envisioned? Like, did this all happen kind of according to plan for you?
Oh, yes, like my whole career?
Your career, like,
you
know, to come and then you learn behind Taylor and then you're a team starter.
I mean, as a freshman, of course I came in wanting to play, but I was not ready for that. I found that out very quickly. And so I think the path that I took it really helped me out in the long run. You know, having Taylor ahead of me and some of the other older guys, just to learn from them, like how to handle my business on and off the field. You know, how to go about practicing every day, and just things like that, learning the game and things like that. I think it really helped me out in the long run. I became much better. My knowledge of football is a lot better, and things like that, and just how I was able to see things on the field and react to stuff by watching Taylor for those 2 years. It really did help me out in the long run, I think.
You playing your home state school, is that special at all for you?
Not really.
Okay, I didn't know if
I mean,
they
yeah.
were involved in your recruiting, whether they tried hard or not. Or
I mean, yeah.
just another school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned not being ready as a freshman. Offensive line, it's incredibly difficult to be ready as a freshman. Do you even have to tell the young guys who come in, or they find out really quickly?
Yeah. I mean, now with Michael Jordan starting last year, but I think they can do it. But it's really like a once in a lot of years type of thing. You know, you don't see that too often, especially. I think Michael's the first one in like 20 years or something crazy like that. It just doesn't happen, especially in the Big Ten. You know, it's such a physical game here, and if he wouldn't have came in early, that probably wouldn't happen as well. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into that happening, and so yeah, like I said, everybody does come in thinking that they're ready, but then as soon as you get out there and you go up against some of those guys we got in the D-line, you learn very fast that you're probably not ready.
Is it first practice is when you learn?
Oh yeah, I remember my freshman year. I went up against Noah Spence and Joey and all them. I was like, oh man, it's a lot different than high school. You know, it was humbling. I would say, very humbling camp experience I went through.
I know you tweeted earlier this week that it was starting to hit you that it was going to be your final home game. Does it feel bittersweet right now?
It does. You know, just looking back on everything that has happened in the last 4 years, you know, it's been a fun time. You know, from national championships and things like that. It's just all the hard times, you know, you go through in college. It's a grind, you know, to make it through, you know, school, socially, football-wise, everything. You know, just looking back on all the fun times and all the things you went through that kind of molded you into who you are today. It's just crazy to think about.
As you reflect back on all the games you've played in Ohio Stadium, are there any specific memories that stand out in your mind?
Losses. To be honest with you, you know, you just think about some of those games that you lost. The wins, of course, are great, but kind of think about some of the losses.
How should J.T. Barrett be remembered in OSU folklore?
He's the most accomplished quarterback in Ohio State history, you know, and this is a rich history here. You know, this isn't a program where we don't have Heisman winners and national award winners and national championships and things like that. This is one of the top programs, I believe is the top program in the country. And so for him to break all those types of records from all the players that we've had here in the past, you know, all the great players we've had, it's really, truly amazing to be able to watch. And also like the Big Ten records and all things like that, like broke the Drew Brees record, and he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever pick up a football. So he's one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in NCAA football history. And he faces a lot of criticism, which quarterbacks typically do, but he's been great for the last 4 years for the program.
How much does a guy actually care about how he'll be remembered? Like, does it matter for you that what people think of you when you're done here?
Definitely. You know, you don't want to be remembered as, you know, a guy who maybe wasn't good or, you know, made mistakes or things like that. Of course, you want to be remembered for the things you did well. You want to have a good, I can't think of the word right now. But you want to leave a good legacy here, of course.
Jamarco, do you think it'll be an emotional day or emotional moment and your fams out there?
Yeah, probably when I see my mom, because she's going to be crying. I already know that. And so that's going to be hard right before the game. But, I mean, you still got to go out there and play football. We still have goals to accomplish, so you got to put it in perspective. I think after, when I get to sit down with my family, it comes up and just really take in that I just played my last game, I think it'll hit me a little bit more.
You're excited about what's possible now? I mean, as you hear the things go in and out of your head about where this team is and what might happen?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said that after the Iowa game, we still have things we want to play for, the Big Ten championship. We got 2 games left in the season. We got to focus on beating Illinois first and take it 1 week at a time, overlooking someone in the Big Ten conference to get you a loss very quickly. So, but we still have a lot of goals ahead of us to accomplish. It wasn't like our season ended when it happened. It was a learning lesson. It was tough that it happened, but just got to move forward.
So in other words, y'all's legacy isn't quite written yet, is what you're saying.
Yep, definitely.
Well, is that weird to go through a ceremony though, knowing that y'all can still put a bigger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There might be bigger applause if they did it, 2 months from now.
I mean, yeah, but it's gonna be a special moment regardless. Walking out there for the last time, this is nothing like running out into the shoe in front of those fans. On Saturday is really just a special feeling, and so try to keep composure.
Jamarco, you're kind of the wheel horse of the offensive line. Left tackle always is. What is your sense about your group now compared to 5, 6, 7 games ago? I mean, Saturday seemed to be a testament to a group really coming together. But what's your feel of it?
I think we've really improved throughout the season. Over the course of the season, we've just gotten better and better. And I think as a unit, we've gotten closer because of all the criticism we faced last year. Last year was a tough year for our unit. And I think it truly brought us closer through the off season, training together, just hanging out together outside of football, just becoming a closer unit. And I think that's showing right now. I feel like we've been pretty consistent this year, but we've also been growing, and so that's what you want to do. You want to get better every week, and I feel like we've done that.
Jamarco, a couple years from now, when you move on and somebody asks you, what was it like playing with JT Barrett? What are you going to say?
He's one of the best leaders I've ever been around. He's very competitive. He's also one of the most competitive people I've ever been around. He just wants to win, and he's going to do whatever it takes to win, whether it's running the ball on 4th and 1 or dropping the ball to Marcus against Penn State. He just wants to do whatever it takes to win, and that's something that everybody feeds off of, is that energy and that passion to win.
Is he always the same on the field? I mean, it looks like he never really has gotten too up or down about anything. Is that
Yeah, I mean,
you guys see too?
I think he knows when to assert himself out there. He does a lot in the locker room, and so I think people don't see it as much. But when we need it, he definitely does it. Whatever, like if we need a kick or a pat on the back, whatever, he's always there for the offense line and the rest of the offense, to keep us going. He's calm on the field at all times. No matter what happened, he's calm on the field, but he definitely, keeps the offense rolling.
Does he seem like a guy who holds almost every major passing record, quarterback record? Does he seem like that kind of guy?
If you talk to him, you wouldn't even know it. He's not. He doesn't brag and things like that. Like I said, he just wants to win. Yeah. A lot of times when people ask him about all those records and stuff, all he ever says is, "I'm just trying to win the next game," and that's how he really is. He's in here watching film. He was when I came in here on Monday morning. He was in here watching film already, and so that's just the type of guy he is. He prepares himself, and he tries to put himself and the team in the best position to win because he's so passionate about winning and so competitive.
One other quick thing, when you've looked at Illinois on video this week, it looks like their defensive front, like Urban Meyer said, is pretty good. I mean, their defense has actually played pretty well. What do you see from your vantage point?
Yeah, their defensive line is really good. I definitely think it's one of the strengths of their team. They got some guys that really get off the ball. They got some young guys in there that rotate, and they just go too. So we got to definitely come prepared to play, just like every week in the Big Ten. Most schools have in the trenches is going to be a battle, and this is going to be no different.
How do they play different from Michigan State, just for people that don't understand football? What do you see that's different about their approach?
I mean, they're a 4-down team as well. They play a lot of man and things like that. They maybe don't You know, Michigan State did a lot of movement and things like that. You might not see that as much, but they come off the ball and they fight hard. And so, like I said, we definitely got to be prepared. This is a really good defensive line that we're going to face. It's not some average, you know, defensive line. We got to be prepared for everything that they're going to bring, and they come to play.
When you say the biggest thing you remember is the losses, how much does that motivate you to not want to have that feeling again?
I hate losing. So that's, I mean, I'm probably kind of weird. Most people probably wouldn't say that when they say what do they think about the most looking back on their career, but I really hate losing, and so it definitely motivates me not to want to. You don't want to get that feeling ever again. You know, anytime it happens, you just want to do whatever it takes to not feel that same feeling again.
Thanks, Jamarco.
Thanks, Jamarco.
Thanks, Marco.
Oh, appreciate it.